So the Five of Swords then is quite a difficult card. It represents a battle that's taken place, an argument, some kind of conflict that has taken place between a group of people. As you can see, there's one winner here, or so-called winner, who has basically won all the swords here, including the swords that these two people have laid down and given up on. As you can see in the background, there are two other people walking away because they've basically had enough. So this person here looks quite smug. I've got all the swords. However, it tends to be called the card of an empty victory. So although this person thinks they've won something of value, they actually haven't, because people have just walked away from them. So it's basically representing conflict and someone having an empty victory. Okay. Now, the first card I have for you is the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles represents the universe bringing you a new opportunity. And that opportunity is to do with your resources, earthly resources such as time, money, energy. So it could be to do with your income and how you actually earn your resources. So it could be that you're going to be looking for or getting an opportunity to have a new way of earning your income. And this could be a new job coming to you, a new job offer, or the potential of a new job coming in for you. Okay. The next card we have is the card that comes directly on the tail of the Ace of Pentacles, which is the Two of Pentacles. This represents you juggling resources, having to balance things. So it could be that you've been waiting to hear about a new job, or you've been looking for a new job, and it could be that you don't actually have employment at the moment, or there is some kind of sign of that employment drying up or ending, and therefore you're going to have to find a way of balancing the resources you have a little better. Okay, so that's what the Two of Pentacles deals with. As you can see in the background, there's some stormy weather here. So it could be that you've had some bad news regarding how you make your income. This card is looking at trying to balance the impact of that. The next card we have is the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is he's quite a cold, unemotional person at times. He's a bit of a decision maker. This card can actually represent a judge or some kind of legal person. So they're more ruled by their head than their heart. They're very wise. However, it could mean that someone has made a decision that has affected your income. Okay. Now, it could just mean there's someone around you associated with your job or the way you make your money. It could be someone who's going to make you an offer. The King of Swords represents a Libra, Aquarius or Gemini. And if it's not those signs, then it's just someone with that kind of energy. Someone who's a decision maker, someone who has power, but can be ruled more by their head than their heart. So it could be someone in your environment. The next card I have for you is the Justice card. Again, this card represents Libra, so it echoes the Libra association with the King of Swords. It also echoes what I said about justice. So this, if this is not a job related issue, it is an income related issue. So perhaps it's to do with an inheritance that you're due, or perhaps you'll be hearing some kind of legal decision to do with money that you're owed. If it is to do with your job, then justice is either going to be you're going to take somebody on in a legal case about your job, or it could be that you are owed money from a job or an employer, and this is you being paid what you rightfully are due. Okay, so some kind of decision which will bring you this new potential income. Okay. The next card I have for you is the Two of Wands. So this is you now looking out into your world to see what other opportunities there are available to you. Again, it could be that you're hunting for a new job. Perhaps something has changed and you now have to look out and see what other options are available to you. And you're going to have to make a choice. As you'll see in the card here, this person is looking out, holding the globe in his hand and looking out to see what else is in his vicinity that he has possible potential of moving on to. And the Two of Wands represents the need to make a decision. So you may have a couple of options in terms of how you're going to earn your money, and you'll have to make a decision about that. Now, if it is to do with your job, you're going to need a lot of strength here. This is the card of inner strength in order for you to get through the transition that is happening here. This card is basically sending you a message to say that you do have the inner strength to hold your nerve during this time of transition and to move forward and gain what you have, what you're due. As you see in here, this person here, this lady, is taming this lion. So she has the strength to overcome even this lion's fierceness. So it's basically a message to tell you not to worry too much about this transition period. You are going to have the strength to withstand it, and you will have this new opportunity coming in. Now, the overall energy here is the Ten of Swords. So perhaps you've had a difficult time here, and this ending or this decision that's being made regarding your income has left you absolutely floored. Maybe you put a lot of hard work into and effort into the position that you're in just now, and it hasn't paid off for you. Perhaps they've decided to reduce the workforce, and you're finding yourself in this position here feeling really quite aggrieved and really, well, stabbed in the back, as it were. Perhaps you're feeling a sense of betrayal because you have devoted a lot of time and energy into both this organisation, this job, and possibly your career, and now you're having to face a little bit of upheaval and trying to find balance within this situation. And again, we have another card of balance which echo the scales of justice, and that's the Temperance card. The Temperance card is talking about keeping a balance on your emotions and your fears and on your life, basically. Okay, so this card is telling me that after the initial shock and the letdown, you will be able to regain balance. This is you trying to regain balance in your life and your emotions. And it echoes the Two of Pentacles, where you're also balancing your resources. So Cups in the Temperance card are more to do with emotions, gaining a grip on the situation. And this is more to do with the practical balancing of your resources. Okay, so you will gain some balance, but there has been some conflict in this situation, possibly in this job situation with someone. Could be with a Gemini, Libra or Aquarius person, could be with the Temperance Sagittarius. That can be also the card of Sagittarius as well as Temperance. Right, so the Devil card has come out for clarifying the Pentacles. Now, the Devil card represents feeling bonded to something in an unhealthy way. It could be that you've felt quite trapped in this role that you've been in previous to this change coming. And so it might not be such a bad thing, because you'll be able to lift the shackles here and move on away from what has possibly been quite a toxic work environment. So whatever the situation you were in, it really was quite unhealthy. And so you were probably quite out of balance in it. Hence why all these cards for the need to find balance are coming out. Balance in a situation. So I know that it's a difficult time, Scorpio, but it may be that it works out to be, or turns out to be, a blessing in disguise. Because I think you were in quite a difficult situation here, feeling maybe perhaps trapped and bonded to a situation you didn't want to be in. And I think events have taken their toll. Sorry, that's there. and have actually released you from this bondage, as it were. And this card is called the Goddess of Oneness. Okay. And I'm just going to read to you from the book the meaning for this card so that you get the full information for it. Bear with me 2 seconds while I get to the page. The Goddess of Oneness. Okay. Someone is thinking of you at this very moment and sending you loving wishes and thoughts. Everything that we think and feel is broadcast like radio waves without us realising it. And whether we intend to broadcast our feelings and thoughts doesn't matter. It happens automatically. Human consciousness is like the World Wide Web. We transmit and receive information through our natural impulses, thoughts and feelings, and that information circulates forever on the World Wide Web of human consciousness. So to put it plainly, our thoughts and feelings transcend both time and space and can be intuitively felt by others. All in life is energetically and spiritually interconnected, but the strongest connection is between us and those that we love and care for. You may be missing someone who is a long way away, or alternatively, you may be saddened by a loved one's passing. Through this card, someone wants to make their presence felt. They want you to know that they have not left you and will never leave, for you are forever connected by invisible threads of love. No amount of distance or time will ever change that which is united in love. So it could be, Scorpio, that this situation of imbalance, if you like, and maybe affecting you, how you support yourself and your family if you have one, has kind of made you feel a little bit vulnerable. And this is just a message coming in from Spirit to say that we are still with you. You do have support. Don't feel alone in this world when you're traversing the challenges that come up in life. There is a greater reason behind things, and there is a greater connection between this world and the next. And this is just coming in to tell you that Spirit have your back, and that anyone that you're missing in the physical realm is still with you in the spiritual realm, and they're overlooking you and looking down and sending you your blessings and thoughts. So you're not alone, even though sometimes this kind of situation can make you feel rather isolated. So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. A bit of a difficult reading, but there is some kind of new offer coming in for you. So do not lose hope. You will receive justice and a fair decision, and you will have the strength to overcome whatever this challenge that's left you floored and requiring balance. So you will find balance, and it'll be a kind of release from something that you felt you were really trapped in.